Absolutely. So about 500,000 out of the 5 million are retail investors coming to TipRanks directly. And it's kind of funny because over the last 5 years, we never had any mobile app. So now that we do have, and we see all the engagement, which is many times more than what we see on our website, I can't believe we waited for so long.
Yeah, and the platform is driven off of natural language processing technology. So explain exactly how that works and why it's important for the mobile platform.
Sure. So basically what we do is we analyze every piece of content being published on the financial news, on any financial news website. It can be Yahoo Finance, CNBC, all the way to small financial blogs. And what we would do is we will look for interesting insights. It's an analytical tool. So we will pick up whatever any analyst is saying, and that also allows us to measure the performance of these analysts. So basically, we're not giving investment advice, we're evaluating financial advice given by other financial experts.
Like an aggregation service.
Exactly. So it also makes us the only company that can give you a comprehensive list of what any analyst in the world is saying about any stock, unless, of course, you have an expensive Bloomberg terminal.
So many robo-investors, so many advisors, and options for investors who are just getting into it, or some that just want a little bit more edification around certain sectors and companies. How are you staying competitive in this market, especially as a lot of millennials, a lot of young investors, perhaps leveraging triggers in their own financial investments and robos and leaning on those particular technological opportunities for them?
So I agree, there's a very big market of about $200 billion that is now being managed by robo-advisors. And that is not a market we're competing in. We're competing in the market of, providing high-quality research tools for retail self-directed investors. And the way we do it is we just have our own unique technology that is based on natural language processing. And if we want to complicate it more, if we want to analyze more complicated data sets, such as financial blogs, then we will also use machine learning. And that allows us to provide advice, accountable advice given by tens of thousands of financial experts where you can actually see their track record. So for instance, I read today that, JP Morgan upgraded HP, right? It's all over the news.
Right.
And what we advise to our users is before you go ahead and buy the stock on the upgrade, just go to TipRanks and see if the analyst really knows what he's talking about. How did his recent ratings really perform before you actually take action and go ahead and buy the stock just because someone recommended you to.
Yeah, the service costs about $600, $360 to $600, that range. Who is this product for?
So it's for retail investors, and one of the things that we have acknowledged is that the price is problematic for a very big segment of the market. And so what we try to do in the mobile app is unbundle all the features, because we're providing a lot of high-end features, if it's news sentiment, analyst ratings, insider activity, and others. And so now on the mobile, you can simply buy different research tools. If it's a screener or see what the top analysts are recommending, and it only costs $5 a month. For us, it's also an interesting experiment, and if we see that it would be very successful in the long run, we might consider adding it to our website as well.
You no doubt have a lot of users who want to know more about the ETF space, want to know more about cryptos as well. Mm-hmm. And so when you're going through this kind of ranking and recommendation system, how often do you find that so many of your customers want to know more about crypto, want to include that as a new asset in their portfolio, perhaps?
So that's a very interesting question. About 3-4 months ago, we started asking ourselves, are we missing a mega trend here with the crypto? And there's no real answer for that because who knows what's going to happen in a year or two. But there's definitely a problem where investors have no idea how to evaluate different coins because there's no underlying assets, there are no dividends, there are no fundamentals. And so what really drives the prices of the coins today is social media and, traditional media, what's in the news. And we're definitely looking now on we're working now on adding many features that would help investors better evaluate different cryptos. It can be news sentiment, like are there more good news or are there more bad news? How did it impact the prices of the crypto coins historically? Now everybody's talking about Bitcoin, but you have like 1,200 different coins, right? And not all of them are covered such as Bitcoin. So you can look at ratio between news, you can look at, if you get a chance to analyze portfolios of many investors, you can help diversify portfolio for coins. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of tools that still do not exist for crypto investors, and we definitely want to lead that market at some point as well. So we're looking into that.
And do you see other trends in the demand? So maybe crypto is one of those areas. Are there other ones that you see popping up that you are trying to get more into? I mean, there's no real base of analysts right now tracking crypto. Yeah. Are there other regions or sectors or
asset classes.
or yeah, anything that your clients currently want.
So I think many of our clients are interested in ETFs, and that is something that we added. We basically took the Morningstar system and we added some of our own know-how into that. Crypto is a very big deal, but I think these are like the main trends today. ETFs, some robo-advisors, even though it's still a small market in terms of the assets under management.
Yeah, and you generally, again, looking at analyst notes and looking at news that comes out around any of these products.
We're looking at everything,
Right.
like every piece of content that is being published on a blog or on a website. We will analyze it, and we have a machine that will extract insights from it. It will backtest these insights and see if there is any value in it. So some of the data is a bit too complicated for an average investor, so we will just license it to different hedge funds. And what is basic enough and you can actually visualize it, we will make accessible for the benefit of everyone.
Fantastic.
We're going to have to leave things there for today. Very, very interesting, though. I'd be interested in knowing going forward, especially around the returns that some of the users are able to see. That would be awesome data, I'm sure, for so many who might want to get involved and use the service also. But thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that's Yuri Gruenbaum, CEO and co-founder of TipRanks.